Happy morning, dear children. I welcome you all to the English corner. Dear, today what topic we are going to learn? Right? Kalpana Chawla. Very good. Before we read Kalpana Chawla, all these we saw. Kalpana Chawla was a part of an international crew aboard the US Space Shuttle Columbia. Right? She is an Indian American woman in space. A space shuttle that is made for repeated space travel is, what is it? Space shuttle. Space shuttle named Columbia. In that only Kalpana Chawla traveled to space. All these we saw in the last session, right? So, what is the meaning of naturalization, space, frontier, abode? It's a preposition. So, and the definition of lift off and take off, right? Crew, and the spelling for British English and American English is different. And the news report of Colombia, it's a tragedy. All this we saw, right? So Kalpana Chawla, she never dreamt as a space traveler before when she was young. She never thought that she will cross the frontiers of space. So her parents allowed her for engineering college. She graduated in what? What engineering, dear? Aeronautical engineering. Right. Then, against the opposition of her father, she went to complete her master's degree in USA, United States of America. Then later she earned PhD in aerospace engineering also. She was the first Indian American women astronaut to blast off from the launch pad at Cape Canaveral, Florida. She participated successful in the successful mission in space. So everybody cheered up. All Indians and the Indian family and the staff in the Kennedy Space Center, everybody encouraged and motivated her. They all watched the Columbia liftoff. The Kalpana Chawla, about her childhood, she was born in Karnal, Haryana, but she was naturalized US citizen. She was married to a flight instructor. He was a flight instructor, Jean Pierre Harrison. And being an astronaut, she is also a licensed pilot. And she was also a certified flight instructor. All these we saw before, right? Kalpana began to consider another challenge. What is the challenge? NASA's shuttle program, space shuttle program. Okay. She was first hired as a research scientist at NASA. Then she was selected by NASA as a trainer as an astronaut. Then, when asked what it was like being a woman in her field, she replied, I never ever thought while pursuing my studies or doing anything else that I was a woman or a person or a small city. I belong to a small city or a different country. So, nothing. She had nothing in her mind apart from her studies and career. Fortunately, she encouraged and everybody encouraged around her for doing everything. If that is what you want to do, carry on. That is the only sentence they told for encouraging her. Right? Kalpana's first space mission in the space shuttle Columbia was 15 days, 16 hours, and 34 minutes long. During this time, she went around the earth 252 times, traveling 10.45 million kilometers. The crew included a Japanese and a Ukrainian signed astronaut. The crew performed experiment. How many experiment? Nearly 80 experiment they performed to observe food growth in space and test for making stronger metal and faster computer chips. And for all these experiments were conducted for a price tag of about $56 million. On Saturday night, when the news about the Columbia disaster, there was a very shocking incident, and nobody believed that. The town of Karnal spent a sleepless night as thousands of households stayed glued to their television. They were sticking onto their TV, watching all these. They had a hope the crew had somehow survived. A journalist wrote, she was a heroine. Who was a heroine? Kalpana Chawla was a heroine. It takes enormous ability to become an astronaut. This slide only we are supposed to have it today. The previous one we saw in the last session here. She was a heroine. It takes enormous inner ability to become an astronaut. You need to know a lot about everything from biology to astrophysics to aeronautical engineering. So in this particular age of super specialization, you must have an encyclopedia of knowledge to be an astronaut. Her achievement is awe-inspiring. Wow, such a great knowledge. Usually, a person who was good in biology will not be good in maths. So this happens. But here, as far as Kalpana Chawla is concerned, she was good in everything. She had to know a lot from biology to astrophysics and to aeronautical engineering. Fantastic specialization should be there in each and every subject. Then only she can able to shine in that. So her achievement is really inspiring for everyone. For millions of young Indians, the story of Kalpana Chawla, a girl from a small town who touched the skies, had become an inspiration. In a message that she sent from aboard the space shuttle Columbia to students of her college in Chandigarh, Kalpana said, the path from dreams to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, to courage, get onto it. Wishing you a great journey. There will surely be many who start off on this journey to fulfill their dreams. Okay, again, one more time, we have to read this paragraph because this is an important paragraph with Kalpana Chawla's life. For millions of young Indians, the story of Kalpana Chawla, a girl from a small town who touched the skies, had become an inspiration. Really, after reading the story, so many could have been inspired about this. In a message that she sent from aboard the space shuttle Columbia to students of her college in Chandigarh, Kalpana said, the path from dreams to success does exist. So there is an existent. A path is there. But what you have to do, you have to visualize that. And to find the way, you have to be courageous to get it. That is what. Wishing you a great journey. And there will surely be many who start off on this journey to fulfill their dreams. So this is adapted from Span, January, February 1998. Right. Now, children, it's time for working with the text. Before that, I want you all to have a summary of Kalpana Chawla's lesson in your homework note. Okay, dear? Right. Answer the following. First question. Right. Where was Kalpana Chawla born? Why is she called an Indian American? The answer, you all know the answer. Kalpana Chawla was born at Karnal, in Haryana. She was born in India but married an American and became a naturalized citizen. So, she is called an Indian American. Born Indian, married to a American. That's why she became a naturalized citizen. Is it clear, ma? The second one, when and why did she go to the US? Who did she marry? Kalpana Chawla went to US for her higher studies in aeronautical engineering. There she married the flight instructor Harrison. Right? Short name. You can write the full name from your book. Is there any doubt in this question? Right. Third question. How did she become an astronaut? What gave her the idea that she could be an astronaut? Kalpana had already got a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering before she went to the US. She earned her PhD in aerospace engineering. In 1994, she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut. She was encouraged by the people around her. She was encouraged by the people around her. You want me to read one more time? Third question. Yes. How did she become an astronaut? What gave her the idea that she could be an astronaut? Kalpana had already got a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering before she went to the US. She earned her PhD in aerospace engineering. In 1994, she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut. She was encouraged by the people around her. Right? The fourth question, what abilities must an astronaut have according to the journalist? An astronaut needs to know a lot about biology and aeronautical engineering. He or she must have a wide knowledge of science subjects. An astronaut needs to know a lot about biology and aeronautical engineering. He or she must have a wide knowledge of science subject. Right? These are the abilities that an astronaut must have. Describe Kalpana Chawla's first mission in space. Kalpana's first mission in the space shuttle Columbia was nearly 16 days long. Actually, it was 15 days and some hours. What is it? 16 days rounded off. She went around the earth 252 times. Among her colleagues were Japanese and Ukrainian astronauts. They performed so many experiments. How many experiments? 80 experiments nearly. Right. What does Kalpana Chawla say about pursuing a dream? Do you agree with her that success is possible? Kalpana Chawla, a girl from a small town, touched the skies. In her message to college students of Chandigarh from space, she said that it was always possible to realize one's dream. One could certainly get success provided one had the vision and the courage. Yes, I do agree with her on this point. Right? Now, children, you have to read the newspaper report to find the following facts about the Columbia's ill-fated voyage. Date and place of liftoff is 16th January 2003. Number of astronauts on board is 7. Right? Number of days, about 16 days. Number of experiments, 80 experiments. Date of journey, 1st February 2003. Height at which lost contact is 2 lakh feet. Right? Matches, everything is there. And time is going to be over, dear. So, we will end up the session with this and we will continue in the next session. Thank you so much.